It could be a fire, or a serious auto accident, or a gunfight. This is East Palo Alto, and the firefighters of Station 2 have to be ready for just about anything. This time it's a fire. By the time someone called 911 on this one, a third of the house was burning. No one seems to be home, but the only way to be sure of that is to get inside. The owners have put bars on all the windows, and all the doors have deadbolt locks. A chainsaw will make a mess of the roof, but the immediate problem is to release the heat so firefighters can enter. Bars in the windows have to be sawn off. The delay is only a few minutes, but a fire can go a long way in a few minutes. Finally, the bars come off. The truck holds 500 gallons of water, but a hose has been hooked to a street hydrant in case it's needed. Though the flames were confined mostly to one room, the intense heat and the smoke have cooked the paint and blackened the walls throughout the house. If the fire had gone unchecked another 15 or 20 minutes, the house might have been totaled. In his 22 years as a firefighter, Don OVERACKER has seen a lot of fires, but each one is different.
At least a third of the house was cooking and burning. So to get in and find out if there's any kids, if grandma's there, if the dog's there, whatever. And bars are a great tool for burglaries, but for us, they're a disaster, absolute disaster.
Well, I'm gonna eat a little light tonight.
Back at the station, it's home cooking, in the sense that firefighters do their own cooking and make the station their home for 24 hours at a time. 24 on, 24 off. What isn't like home is being wakened at 1:30 a.m. and struggling into firefighting gear.
Advise there a car that looks like it's split in half. Rescue 2, keep going down further.
Firefighters aren't always sure what they're headed for, except that they know it'll be trouble of some kind. And East Palo Alto is a tough town with perhaps more than its share of trouble.
Oh, Jesus.
On a residential street that's a favorite of drag racers, a driver has smashed into a telephone pole, then a tree, with such impact that the car has been cut in half. The front half of the car tossed 30 feet away from the rear half. The driver is almost certainly beyond help. He is in full arrest, without vital signs. One of his eyes is missing, apparently knocked out by the impact. Incredibly, another man who was in the car is alive. He has been dragged out by friends and put in another car. He's badly beaten up, but conscious. The chance that CPR will save the driver is virtually nil, but Frances Martinez refuses to give up on him. She and Chris Pimentel work on the man intensely, doing everything they know how to do. Ultimately, it's hopeless. The man's chest cavity is filled with blood. He won't breathe again, with or without help. When firefighters invest so much of themselves in a rescue effort, it hurts to lose one.
It can affect you if you don't talk about it. I talk about it amongst my crew members and try to get a lot of that stress out, but it does affect you. I have to admit it does affect you. I felt bad, but I felt that we did all that we could do, so I feel good about that, although I felt that the situation that they put themselves into, in essence, made us more or less powerless, but we did the best that we could do.
Not every building or every life can be saved, but the crew of Station 2 tries to save them all, and they like what they do.
There's a great deal of, of self-satisfaction when you're able to help somebody else you don't know, and it doesn't really matter. You just go out there and you just help them, and you get a lot from that.
This wouldn't be everybody's ideal line of work, but people who go into firefighting do it because they want some action in their lives, and they certainly get it here. In East Palo Alto, Bob McKenzie for the 10 o'clock news.